consider transfer from operating contingency for additional body cameras for the sheriff's office.
Yes, sir. We got body cameras for our department a little over 3 years ago. And since then, we've added some personnel. We opened a CIT site at the hospital, and that was grant funded by the CSB. And we also hired a few more school resource officers a couple of years ago. And we just need more body cameras. And the cost of body cameras is very expensive if you have to buy them in small quantities. And I've been working with Axon, the company that we purchase their cameras and licensing and software through. And it's top of the line equipment. And we feel like it keeps our deputies safe, and it's the same system that Clifton Forge PD and Covington PD and the Commonwealth Attorney's Office uses to review deputies in the field. But we needed additional cameras, and I was able to renegotiate the contract to keep our prices locked in at a level we're at now. But the contract date would start over. It would go from July, which is our current contract. We still have 2 more years left, to whenever it's available to be signed, hopefully November. And I dealt with them for about a month, and I finally got them down to where I thought it was a pretty good, reasonable price. So I'm just asking the board to appropriate, I believe it's $15,001. That'll be a one-time extra charge to have the contract start, and then the payment will come due again next November. But the prices for this equipment is going through the roof. If I would have just added the cameras that we needed, it would have been $13,000 each year in addition to the $15,000 that we're paying now currently. So by doing it this way, over 5 years, this saves about $58,000.
I understand having the equipment that you gotta have, but it looks like they're hitting every year for the license payment. Is that?
Yeah, you have to have a license. There's a license that's associated with the cameras and the software. Each deputy has to have his own, well, his equipment has to be licensed, and when it's all cloud-based software, so we have to have that license to allow us to log on to.
Where do you get the license from, state or federal?
It's through the vendor, which is Axon.
It's a computer license.
It's evidence.com.
Evidence.com.
For software?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a governmental license, software license.
Oh, okay.
I was hoping they just give that to you with the amount of.
Well,
Trust me, they didn't want to give us
They
anything.
didn't give you much, did they?
when we first signed this deal, if I can just add on, stepping that way, but when we first did this, the cameras were free when they were getting everybody going just a few years ago. And then now that everybody has them, everybody's expected to have them.
And
Now the prices, they're starting to really milk a lot of people now, and the prices is really getting out of hand.
if you notice, the price for the cameras in this contract that I supplied to you were all the hardware is free. So they said the more you buy, the better deal you get. So I was able to renegotiate. And going through the negotiation process, the first couple times they were wanting $30,000 a year. So I was able to, had to make some pretty stern comments, threatened to leave the company, business.
It's like DirecTV. You never.
I did that like 3 days ago.
So their profits coming from their license.
A lot. Yeah, that's what I was just looking at. But
And that's normal with cloud and software based.
Well, yeah, I mean, the prices are pretty comparable across the board with different vendors. I did check out a few other vendors, and their prices were about the same, some higher, some a little bit lower. But the deputies are really familiar with this camera system. And like I say, if we go on a call with Covington or Clifton Forge, somehow the technology syncs them up together, and you can watch the same video from different angles, which really, protects the officers and protects the people who they're there to assist.
It's all compatible, that's what
It
you're
is,
getting.
yeah.
So really, you're just, by renegotiating, you've got a $15,000 increase, so it looks like,
Right,
in the initial year. You've already paid, but they're gonna get another 15.
right, and then the next year, instead of July, it'll be doing whatever the contract's
Right.
signed.
Do you need an action tonight? It looks like your quote expires on the 15th.
The sooner the better, because I would like to get these cameras ordered and get them issued out.
Need a motion? We didn't really talk about it, that's what,
Yeah, there's some real tense moments. I've heard Matt talking to them vendors a couple times in my office. And I know he was pretty frustrated with
we're
it.
good on the expenditure?
You're all right
Okay.
with John?
That's what we were talking about. So, need a motion to approve. I have a motion by Ms. Cox. Second, I got Mr. Shell before you, I'm sorry. Mr. Shell. Melissa?
Mrs. Cox?
Yes.
Mr. Griffin?
Yes.
Mr. Nicely?
Yes.
Mr. Shaw?
Yes.
Ms. Vanderstall?
Yes.
Mr. Bennett?
Yes.
Mr. Gardner?
Yes.
I'm Debbie Fleshman. I'm a nurse practitioner at Alliance Express Urgent Care in Covington. We are currently available to test anybody with symptoms of fever, fatigue, cough, shortness of breath, sore throat, or any symptoms that are concerning for COVID-19, flu, or strep.